4, 3, 2, 1. We're live, everybody. Live from satellite around the world. That's what we're doing. So you're clear. Welcome to Habanos Saturday.
Broadcasting in high fidelity.
Broadcasting in high fidelity and in living color. For you people that remember those days, you have the living color, high fidelity. Here we are. Welcome to Habanos Saturday. Usman and our special guest will be here in a little bit. But for the true fans, we know you like this. So Riza and I are going to spend a few minutes talking about the good old days.
Hang on, give me a second.
Oh, my God. Seriously, we're going to do this now?
Hang on, I forgot something.
Would you forget? Like your cigars, your life, whatever. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. That's a live show. And you told me to go live, and now you're not here. I appreciate that. Anyway, everybody.
It's not a show. It's
a happening.
It's 2-3 friends. It's a happening. It's 2-3 friends who get together.
It is definitely a happening. That's how I'm looking at it from now on. This is a happening. Welcome to the happening, everybody. Welcome to Habanos Saturday. Today, we have a very special guest. But before we get into the guest, I promised this gentleman, I bought this week, and this is friggin' awesome. I have to show this. I want to show you how awesome this is. This is a cigar case that I got from, and I'm going to screw up the name, Brazos or whatever. I will post the links below. But I ordered it and didn't really have what I wanted. So they called me and they said, can we make it up to you? So they sent this. This is called the Bali edition. It's the only one they had left. But look at this. Look at the beauty. It comes with a flask. It comes with a cigar case, which is all cedar. I have my lighter in here, and they gave me a beautiful cutter. It's very nice. I actually like it. And I will get the name.
The color. It's a baseball glove kind of.
It is. They said I ordered the baseball series, and really what I ordered is the Augusta series, which is all green. They ran out of the Augusta series. I was like, no big deal. And they said, well, about baseball. I'm like, I don't want baseball because I have a beautiful brown one. And I was like, hey, I hope you have a beautiful brown case too. So he sent me this one. He said, this is what he suggested. And the owner's name is Cyril. And the company is called Brazars. It's Brazard. Once again, that's Brazards, B-A-Z-R-D. And Cyril,
where
the owner,
are they based out of? Is it a U.S. company?
I think they're based out of California. And Cyril, the owner, is the one who actually called me to make sure that everything was okay. I mean, we talked several times. And then he was nice enough to send me, because he felt bad, he sent me, which I thought was also very nice, this cutter, which I thought is very pretty. It matches the case. So there you go. So I'll be using that today. And it comes with a beautiful flask. And that's it.
Nice. So, is that an embossed on the cutter? Is that an embossed pattern or is that a leather overlay? What is it? It looks.
It's a leather overlay. It's a leather overlay. It's an overlay.
Quality, then. No, that's quality.
Yeah. This isn't bad. Yeah. So I'm very excited about it. And the cutter's beautiful.
That looks so there you go. That looks like ST DuPont level.
It is. Can I tell you, for the price it isn't, but for the quality it is, and it's all magnetic inside, so everything sticks. And here's the coolest thing about it for me, of course, because I'm a functioning alcoholic, and it comes with this, a beautiful. Look at the flask. Look at that beautiful flask. And I will say, I got this Thursday night, and I had to make sure that the flask worked. So I had it with me.
It reminds me of that cutter.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
And just so we're clear, I took the flask with me to the office yesterday because I had to make sure it worked. And it worked wonderfully. And then look at this beautiful thing. I mean, it's like a commercial, but really not. This is the case. So I can hold 5 cigars. The sticks are removable, all cedar wood. I think it's very beautiful. So anyway, Cyril, thank you so much. He was a true gentleman.
Missing one thing, not to the
cigars.
Of the, no, I didn't mean that. I think you could put some really nice initials on that, or
I could, but I didn't want to put big swinging dick on it because I figured, it's bragging. So I figured just what it is, and it's very nice. I'll be carrying that with me. I got jealous because everyone I smoke with has one of these cases. And I was like, I have to get one. And they didn't have ones with flasks. They had overlay ones and other ones. And I was like, I need one with a flask because, Scotch and flask. I'm a New Yorker. What do you want? And so the Scotch and cigar are part. But it was beautiful. So I just want to say thank you to Cyril. and Bazaars. I will stick the link below if you
Cheers.
guys want to order.
Here's to great customer service and great
Yeah.
customer
Oh,
service. I'll be
yeah.
honest with you, there are another two brands. One brand I'm kind of waiting on to see what their customer service is like. One brand is, I completely get it.
Right.
So my friends Pierre and Fabienne at
Yeah.
Les Fines Lames
Yeah. Yeah.
out of Paris, they do
I
these.
thought you wanted me to be their last week. You wanted me to be their
So
spokesman.
they
So
do
where's that
this
going?
punch. I mean, they do a lot of things, right?
Yeah. Right.
But products aside, which are quality products, their customer service is outstanding,
Yeah.
outstanding. And then the one I'm testing
Yes.
is the ST Dupont people, because I sent my Haute Création off for servicing a few weeks ago, maybe 2 months ago.
Right.
And one of my friends, Mustafa, got his back, and they did a fabulous job on it. I've yet to get mine back. So when that comes back, I'll tell you what the level of quality
Okay.
control and service is. It takes some time because these things go back to France, they get serviced, and
Right.
sometimes
Right.
they go to Germany for polishing. It's a little bit of a industrious process, but when it comes to prompt and accurate service, Les Fines Lames, they
Right.
kick ass. I
Excuse
absolutely
me.
love them. Yeah.
Didn't last week when you were, I think maybe you had too much scotch. You were saying that they should make me their spokesperson. So I'm still waiting for that.
I
Yeah.
think they should. What would happen is I have to communicate that to them first.
You did. You communicated on the show last week live to everybody. So I figured you were going to send that short to them. But anyway, I want to say that Bizarro and Cyril, thank you so much. Customer
Bizarro
service,
is from
whatever.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, Bizarro. Anyway, I want to say thank you to them. Their customer service is Barnett. Let me tell you, like I was trying to say, their customer service is so good. The owner called me and texted me and made sure that and he's who I spoke with when there was a screw up with the order, not a customer service person.
No,
So I
very
kudos to
impressive.
him. Yeah, very impressive. So
Small
kudos.
company, big company makes no difference.
Yep.
It makes no difference. Personal customer service
Is great.
my recollection is, and this is from the late 80s, when Richard Branson had Virgin. Well, when Richard Branson was the sole owner of Virgin.
Was a virgin?
Airways,
Yes, when he was a virgin. Yeah.
My recollection is that he had a policy that if a plane was late, he would turn up in person to apologize to the passengers. You know that.
Which was very difficult, especially when they were laid out in New
These
York,
days,
because
yeah,
then he would have to fly across.
these are sort of marketing folklore kind of thing, right? In terms of customer service.
Yeah. No, it's a different world. You don't get customer service like that anymore. And then I know everybody's going to start asking, and we have a good morning here from somebody. We have Usman joining us. Good morning, Jen from Cigar. There we go. They're on the short screen. There you go. We have good morning from Cigar.
I can't see anything.
Well, look on your big screen. You won't see these. These are on the little screen. There's Cigar.
Turn the orientation?
No, I can't. But thank you for asking, ladies and gentlemen. Showing up in a moment at the show is very exciting for us, and you know he's coming, and you know how you know he's coming, because here it comes. Here he comes, taking the train, and we'll be here.
Everyone. What the fuck is going on with my screens? There's something weird going on.
And there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Usman is here.
Hello, everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Cigarland is here. They say hello. Usman says hello. Everybody is here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. So everybody is aware of what's going on. We do have a guest coming, so we're very excited about that. Usman, Usman left. You know, this is the problem with Princess. Hair and makeup.
I haven't.
All right. I should show Usman before I open the credits the cigar thing I got. He would be very impressed that I actually bought something, because being a Jew, I'm cheap. So he'd be impressed with the fact that I bought that cigar thing.
I don't know why you would say such inflammatory things.
Yes, sir.
Okay, one quick thing.
Listen, I don't want to be rude. You have 168 hours to prepare for the show. It's not that difficult.
Wait.
Hey, look, I want to show you something. You're going to be proud of me. I bought this, and I was telling everyone about customers.
We're talking of you, not Raza.
No, I know. Well, that's look. Watch. This is something. Look at this. Watch. Look. I bought this. Ooh.
Oh, finally, we have some nice
exposure. Yeah, I know.
I actually see a flask inside as well.
Yes.
So you've got like everything covered.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. The first thing I talked to the owner, and the first thing I said to the owner is, I need a flask. So I have to do this show every week. Anyway, what's up?
One quick thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So today I see there's like a regular screen and there is a small little screen.
Yes. So let me explain. So the small little stream is, you can remove that, but the small little stream last week got about 400 live views because it's better for phone. The big screen to the right that you see is better for like laptops and whatever. So we're streaming both. So on Instagram, it's going to do this one to the left and the other one to the right.
This is
Excuse me.
basically a screen for the FBI, really.
Can I? Let me help you.
It's the Epstein trap. Yeah, everything.
Oh my God.
Can you let the
The
serious
adult
people,
speak.
adults speak for a bit? Thank you. While you're smoking a cigarette, can you be just on a side? Yes.
So anyway, so that's it now. We've insulted Princess. So,
yes.
Hey, Rizzy, you got to come back. I got to run the opening credits now.
Okay.
So,
Don't. Steven, don't run the opening credits.
Okay. No.
Okay. So this one is, so anyone who goes live on their phone, they will see this thing. Is that
anybody who goes live on the phone? Right. So anyone who goes live on the phone, like I'm live on my iPad. My iPad shows the smaller screen, which is what you're looking at the left, and the big screen that you're used to seeing is on laptops, televisions, and whatnot. But last week.
Sorry, just on the phone in YouTube app, right?
No, it doesn't matter. Wherever, Instagram, wherever, it's made for whatever device. The computer will figure out the device and pull it. You don't have to do anything. You just broadcast it live.
So when I now connect the Instagram,
connect it. It'll take care of itself. Don't worry about it. You don't do anything. Just connect it.
I'm so happy that you've gotten so tech savvy. Just
that I know. Just so we're clear.
Looks like David has done some magic of his own thing, I think.
Yeah, just so we're clear. So everybody, just so we're clear, I want to make sure. I'm just not another pretty face. I have a brain too. Thank you. I dye my hair brunette. Who knew? I didn't know. Now, is our guest joining us at any time soon?
Of course. He is joining.
Do you want me to run the credits?
Wait, let me.
Okay. Oh God, he's got put. These old people.
What is wrong?
Live. I don't know. He's got to go live. He's got a thing going on, ladies and gentlemen. So, welcome to the show for all the kids in the world and ships out at sea. Here we are, about to go really live, and we're going live. So we're live, really live.
Yeah, you can run the credits. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God! Now that I have your blessing, I feel so much better. Here we go.
See, I told you.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Welcome to Habanos Saturday, the fastest growing cigar show on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers. Come join us every Saturday live. Every Saturday live.
All right, boys and girls, we are back and we are officially starting the show so everybody knows it. So here we are, and there we have it. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There's the people saying good morning to us, and we will put the posts up so you can see the comments of the fans. Usman, we have another one. Cigar Confidential is saying, is this smoking a cigarette today? Yes, look at you. You're so astute. Thank you for joining the show and getting your glasses. Yes, Rizza found...
what the hell is wrong with you?
God, we don't have that kind of time, man.
For the last 5-6 days, I am just seeing a very different Raza, and I don't like this one. The regular ass kicking one is a much better version than this made up version, honestly.
What do you have to say to that, Rizza? I feel like I'm all of a sudden Walter Cronkite doing an interview with Brezhnev and Nixon.
You know what I feel like? I feel like I'm an ant under a magnifying glass on a sunny day.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The kid is trying to burn me.
Oh my God. He's not trying to burn you. Stop it. The fans are trying to do that. Now, before we get into our rhetoric, in 6 minutes.
Smoking a cigarette today? Yes, I'll chain smoke today. Why not?
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, the cigar collectioner. Thank you, Confidential.
They're not
Thank you for
ordinary
noticing
cigarettes,
that.
by the way. They're not ordinary cigarettes.
They're bang. Tell everybody because Usman wasn't here last week. You got to tell us.
Because I don't like to advertise as cigarette smoking. Cigarette smoking is very different from cigar smoking, but these are old world cigars. Cigarettes are old world cigars from the 50s and 60s, from the time of man.
Okay, can we stop?
And wait, we have and the guest is on his way. You know how I know that?
I know.
There we go.
Don't get him in for now. I was gonna start.
Oh,
okay.
Right, okay, I just blew up the police car that was escorting him. I hope you're happy now. So
anyone and everyone who has joined so far and would be joining us in a little while when we actually go or the
remaining
official
3 people
in five times.
Before fans we have,
I had to say 5 minutes, and this is what happens. He just ruins every moment of ours. Like, see now with this crappy cigarettes, he's just trying to ruin the entire show. Oh God, what is wrong with him?
Would you like to introduce your guest? He's all dapper. I'm watching him in the green room. I mean, he's going to put his pants on, I'm sure, before he comes on the show. But he looks all dapper. He's ready to go. He's got his little goatee. He's out of hair and makeup.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to have Mr. Ra'ed Saqfelhait from Dubai, Abu Dhabi, on the show today. So Ra'ed is one of the owners and founders of the Leaf Master Dubai, which is an award-winning boutique based out of Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and has won several awards from Cigar Aficionado, Cigar Journal, and the PCA and all of that. And he is the main reason I was in UAE a couple of weeks ago to be part of the first ever World Cigar Show that has been hosted by PCA outside of the United States. So without further ado, Steven.
Yeah, if this is any longer, I'm going to have to go get lunch. So are we done now?
Yeah, of course. Bring him in.
Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
Hello, everyone. I'm good. Very well. Thank you. Great to be here.
Pleasure.
Such an honor, really, and a privilege. Thank you for taking the
so
time.
you've never seen the show then. Thank you. So we're glad you're here. We're glad you're here.
Indeed.
Right. Are you on a phone or a laptop or what?
I am on a phone.
Okay.
He looks wonderful on the small screen.
Oh, that's fine.
So you know.
Would you like me to do it?
Yes,
okay.
please.
There we go.
Yeah, because it will automatically adjust it for the phone orientation. This way, it is better. We get to see more of you.
Sure.
That's and the restraining order will be coming out next week for you. So.
Right. See, now that we have Ra'ed on, Steven, I am sure now that you're sitting outside, you're wearing a T-shirt that explains it is not that cold. You are thinking of smoking something because the crappy third person who's with us is smoking a shitty thing.
So here's the thing. After and you missed the last couple shows. According to Rizza, in the area that I live, listen. You have excuses for everything. I understand. I was last week, according to Rizza, I am a megastar in my little area here in Monaco, and so I have to go after here to the cigar lounge.
Fish in a small pond.
Here it comes.
Right. In the ocean.
Yeah, I have to go and smoke later with the fans. So instead of smoking one today, I have to go smoke 6 later. Hence why I bought the carrying case with the flask, because I've met our fans. And so I have to enjoy. But I will be posting on my Instagram later what I'll be smoking, pictures of the fans, and then OnlyFans. You can see all the other stuff. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Okay, Ra'ed. You might want to move the phone a little bit towards your left, because on
gotta love a live show.
The phone, it is showing half of you.
Relax. You're getting too many.
I am ensuring his view is right on the phone devices as well. We still have 1 more minute to official.
Is that good?
Oh my God! Now, it's like being with Walter Winchell.
Okay, right the other side.
It's like a Beastie Boys.
I'm like with Stanley Kubrick all of a sudden. Listen, the lighting's not good. Change the cloud. I need 6 of these, 7 of those. Have some girls.
Now this is perfect. See, because Steven has this time put on a small screen which adjusts everything. You were cutting half in it. That's why. Right. So before we start, I am going to smoke something that was given to me by Ra'ed in the finale of the PCA, the evening that we spent at Exo Cafe in one and only Zabil. So people who have known this brand know that this was primarily the first brand to come up with cigar cases, the travel cigar humidors. Peter James.
Oh.
This is a cigar by Peter James, a Nicaraguan blend, if I'm not wrong, and it says Emergence.
Correct.
So if I'm guessing, this is the blend. And, well, see, I'm going to ensure I use the proper branding. So this is
Thank you.
This is the pouch we got during that. By the way, I like this cutter because of one reason. It is a simple plain cutter, but it can actually cut up to the new modern 100 ringages as well, I guess, because it is this big.
It's a double blade. Although it's plastic, it's very efficient and it lives for a long time.
Good. And
now, Ra'ed, what are you smoking? Oh my God, you got a match there, pal. Jesus.
Yeah, so this is also from Leaf Master. I was able to find one, so I said, why not? Let's one of them do the honors.
A lot of our female fans are envious right now. Go ahead. So
look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
And, they don't see wood like that every day.
It's blended by Luciano, who's an amazing blend master. So it was done for Peter James, but it's blended by Lucky Luciano, indeed.
That's a beauty. See, this is the way, kids, you're supposed to light it, with a soft flame or a long matchstick. And for you girls out there, you're not going to see morning wood like this that often, so enjoy it while you can. So, as Usman likes this, and then we're going to get to our guest and see what he's smoking. As Usman's going to take the next 27 hours to light this thing.
Right,
so
let's do it. What are you smoking?
What are you smoking, Ryan? Tell us what you're smoking.
So one thing that's happening next week that I'm very excited about actually is a very dear friend and a person that was by my side from the moment we got into the cigar business in 2017, Didier, who is the master blender and the principal behind DH Boutique, the cigars. He wrote an amazing book, an encyclopedia about cigars. It's a 2-book encyclopedia, actually, that he is coming and doing a master's class about here in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. And I'm smoking one of my favorite cigars from him, which is called Nicaragua Exclusivo in Churchill size. An amazing smoke, an absolutely phenomenal smoke.
Very nice.
It's one of my go-to cigars.
There you have it.
It's a cigar with a kick.
I like those. You know, when I come to Dubai, I'm going to have to bring him the La Corona Quad Double Corona. I think he'd like that. And also, I need to bring him the Diamond Crown Tampa blend, which is made with Florida tobacco, which is actually beauty. So I'm going to, when the next time I'm in Dubai, I'll bring him that. Riz apparently left because he got excited. So there you go. And our guest got excited too, and he left. So there you have it. So I guess they're coming back. There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ra'ed, your connection seems to be a little sketchy.
You think?
Yeah, I think.
Anyway, while we're waiting for Ryan to come back, he probably can get a phone call right now.
I'm just being polite as the usual me, as compared to Raza, who can just. Yep.
So there we go.
Sorry about that.
All right. So tell us about. So Usman sent us a little note during the week about you, and he says you are a big. And I know Riz is going to spit this out when I say it. You do a lot of non-Cubans. So what non-Cubans do you have at your store? What got you involved with cigars? What makes you you?
Hang on. Let's not call these non-Cubans. It's nothing to do with
what do you want to call them?
These are premium cigars and puros that are made in excellent tobacco growing regions. Ra'ed is going to describe these: Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, etc., etc. I don't really like the way you slag off. Cigars. I myself am on a bit of a journey, educated by people who are better than me.
Ra'ed,
very, very careful.
trying to kick in. It's not working. I'm trying.
Right. Just so that you know,
Um,
right? Just so that you know, he was with Aaron Sigmund, so he has been schooled last night. So that's why his words have gotten
Yes.
pretty decent for the non-Cubans today.
Oh my God.
that's perfectly fine. So
That's
this. I mean, as cliche as it might sound, this is a business of passion that I got into in 2017. I was in the US. My background is finance, accounting, specifically IPOs and taking companies public. And at a certain point, I decided to have my own business, and I was in the process of closing a transaction in New York. It was supposed to be a 3 day trip. That 3 day trip, and I had 5 cigars with me at the time where I used to smoke only Cuban cigars. So I have a big background in smoking Cuban cigars. I still smoke Cuban cigars. I have nothing against Cuban cigars actually, but it just so happens that I decided to widen and expand my palette into other regions that produce amazing tobacco and not limited to one single country. And so what had started as I ran out of cigars moved into, oh my God, these are amazing cigars we're smoking. And then to the idea of let's get those cigars to this part of the world and start selling those cigars in the UAE. And so we started with 7 SKUs. And with those cigars, I mean cigars that are sourced from the sources or from the factories in Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, Honduras, Mexico, and most recently Brazil. um, we realized that those cigars are amazing. The tobacco is phenomenal. I mean, let's go back to the basics. When you go back to the basics, the seed, the source of the seed, really at the end of the day, is Cuba, and that is a fact. So a lot of these families, because of political reasons, took the seeds that they liked, traveled, and started doing their own agricultural process of growing this tobacco in the different countries that I just mentioned. And lo and behold, you have such amazing tobacco being grown in different terroirs that gave the flavor profiles, that gave the aromas a different direction, if you may. And if you couple that with the fact that they are able to blend those different tobaccos, for example, a cigar would have tobacco from Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, and potentially a wrapper from Honduras. You know, that blend in itself is an amazing thing, and just sort of uplifts the oomph and the potential of the flavor profile and the aromas of the cigar.
very nice.
I
And so
agree.
now, yeah. Oh, really? You agree this week? If we go back and watch the other 300 shows we did, if I
No,
remember correctly,
there
you
needs
would
to be
say,
disingenuous. We have a very,
oh,
very
sure.
respected
Oh, my
guest on,
oh
and
my
his
Oh,
opinion
wow.
and his education at this time
God. Yeah,
is valuable, and I
Now
think
that
really.
we're
we
talking,
should acquiesce in that direction.
now that we are
Uh-huh.
talking about the presence of the guest and education,
Yes.
I am
Unlike you two,
I
I
am
like to show my
proud to
respect.
share something that I was gifted by Riot in this show. We've all seen another version of this book by Aaron Sigmund, which
Sure.
was through the
Must we
Edmundo
constantly talk
London.
about Aaron Sigmund?
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, London edition. So I thought I will actually open this book while Riot is there. Because the
Oh,
only
very nice.
because the only thing I forgot was get a signature of Riot on this one. So I thought at least I will
The
open
next
the
time you
book
come, we'll
and
make
have
sure
the
that
feel of
happens.
it. Yes, absolutely. I will carry it. Wow, what a the feel of the case is completely different. And if somebody has seen my recent Instagram post where you see
I
a
am.
barber chair, so to look into, but that has a very interesting calligraphy on the wall. That is the actual picture from
Yes.
Leaf Masters Dubai. And that barber chair is the signature barber chair of Leaf Master before and after the redo of the boutique. So this has the entire thing. And I love the white thing with written because it speaks a lot of the purity and the white color that is very much reflected in the Middle Eastern art and all of that. Yes, Inta's book from inside is primarily the same as we've spoken about, but I really love the feel and look of it. I'm happy to have two of it. And
But now
Ryan, you
it's got
actually,
grubby fingerprints all over it now.
yeah,
I can see.
Ryan,
I mean, the art that's outside is something that we're proud of because we love supporting local artists. And the art that's outside, the embossed art on the sleeve of the book, is basically about 12 or 14 Arabic words that express the passion and the love for tobacco or cigars. So we've
Mhm.
used so many words, and these are the ones that are embossed. Now, on the inside cover, we have all the brands that we represent also
Yes.
embossed, and we use that as an art piece that we give away to all the brands that we work with to basically also be proud of the art and the Arabic calligraphy, which is a beautiful art of form as you had photographed it in your post.
Ah, right.
Excellent.
Absolutely superb and stunning. Now, moving on to the topic of the most important uh, event that was happening, World Cigar Show. Right. What was the concept? How did it all happen? And how did you convince PCA to actually host a cigar show out of US?
So I've been attending the PCA show ever since I started this business in around 2000. I think the first show I ever attended was in 2017 or 2018.
Okay.
And, we kept on attending it every year, and we kept on attending Intertabac every year. And then I remember about 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I realized that the PCA is basically inviting people to join the board. So I applied based on the experience, the corporate experience that I've had in multiple boards. I applied to being part of the board. And they said, look, we love the experience that you have, but we'd like to start by having you on committees that report to the board. So I became a member of the PCA show committee that happens in the US. I became a member of their content committee. And in all the discussions that we always had in those different committees, I always brought the idea of going international. Because if that one thing that I realized, the more I work in this business, the more I'm exposed to gentlemen and communities like yours, I realized one thing. There's a lot of people that love cigars. There's a lot of people that want to go into cigars, whether as smokers or traders or business people. And there's always, because of political limitations, they have no access to get the visa to go to the US, and they have no access to get the visa to go to Europe, for example. So they don't have the capacity to make it to the PCA show. They don't have the capacity to make it to the Intertabac show. And with the growth that we've been witnessing, I mean, when I started this business in 2017, and I'll say it very bluntly, people thought I was an idiot because at that time, tobacco and cigars were Cuban, bar none, period, not open for discussion. Starting from my late father himself. He's like, what the hell are you doing? Are you crazy? And I begged to differ, and I decided to give it a chance because I like the cigars that I have tried. And so I kept on telling them, look, the PCA have done an amazing job in the US, and it's time to take this international. The discussion went for a while. Eventually, we started working on it. We got a Quartz, which has an amazing experience in our part of the world in organizing such trade shows. And the three of us decided, let's do this. And I'm very happy and proud and honestly very excited the fact that the PCA had put their trust in me and in Quartz to make this happen at a time where, to be very honest with you, a lot of people were betting against it, and at a time where people were wondering if our part of the world was ready for something like this. And I was 100% pro the idea that our part of the world is very ready for something like this. And humbly said, the kind of feedback and the kind of attendance that we've had in those 2 days were really, really uh, something that was way beyond our expectations, and we're very proud of.
Okay, perfect. Sounds really good. It seems like a very interesting journey to actually bring it to life. My question: were you, now that from your last comment, were you expecting that many smokers to want to come in and join the show? despite the fact that it was primarily a B2B event?
That's a very good question, and the trick was, I think, a big success factor in the event was the ability of the people to smoke indoor, the ability to smoke inside the convention center. People were absolutely
Absolutely.
stunned and shocked that they are able to smoke inside the convention center. And this is, if I may highlight, so one of the most amazing points the government of Dubai and the tourism authority has given us a support in, when we had the discussion with them, telling them that, look, this is a cigar show, and in cigar shows, people need to smoke and interact with one another. And what better way than a lit cigar? And they were very understanding. They gave us that waiver, which was an amazing thing that never happened before. Um, we were expecting, as people started registering and wanting to, exhibit their things, we had access to the numbers of exhibitors, but we also had access to the people that were registering, and in its nature, the show was supposed to be, or is, a B2B show. However, we realized so much interest from people that basically registered and showed up, and and took the risk whether they will go in or not go in, and obviously the majority of them did go in eventually, and it ended up into an amazing trade show with a beautiful social community edge to it, something that I'm really proud to have in this part of the world. I mean, I was shocked by the amount of people like yourselves traveling in from across the GCC, across the Middle East, even from Europe and the US. I mean, one of the things that was very humbling for us is to realize even people that did not attend, whether be it brands or key personas in the industry, have sent what we call their scouts. So their scouts were walking around, and when you speak to them, they'll tell you, look, we came to see what this is all about, and we realized that we should have been here this year, but lesson learned, we're definitely going to be there next year. So
Mhm.
I'm expecting next year and the years after to be big growth for this show, to position it as definitely one of the top three cigar shows in the world.
Okay, so, sounds exciting. If I'm not wrong, and if I counted right, there was somewhere around 25 plus brands this time. Shall we say that? If and I'm counting the ones in the, as they say, the parent booth of Leaf Master in as well, or were there more?
And apparently, yeah, I mean, in the pavilion of the Leaf Master, we had approximately 25. You're right, brands.
Yeah.
Overall, we had over 60 brands exhibit,
Okay, perfect.
which is an amazing thing when you come to think about it, because it's almost, 50% of all the other shows that's been there for many, many years.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Great. So, right, one question. Now, and you mentioned that I was there as well and all of that. Given the fact that I am a hardcore cigar smoker, for me, my only fun is cigar smoking or the show that we are on today or meeting up with friends. And this to me is a passion and hobby, and nothing to do with the commercial side of it. So for people like us who were cigar smokers, and their core reason to go there was to actually meet up with friends, to show support to brothers like you, and also being able to, as you said yourself, that in our part of the world there was a time, and I would say not long ago, even I would say in Pakistan's case, it was just till COVID, where the
Yep,
cigars were only Cuban cigars, and it is after COVID and the global pricing of Habanos that people have started to explore more on the non-Cuban versions, or the Dominican or Honduran or Nicaraguan poros and all of that stuff.
correct.
So for people like us, it was also a collective place to go and see what the manufacturers or the companies have brought in, and what is it that they have in terms of their new lines. So I would say one of the things that I was really impressed with was the fact that there were a lot of manufacturers or owners themselves. For example, the beauty of my perspective was having Senor Gerard himself. Now,
Correct.
people who are the Cuban smokers, for that say, have known him for years and ages because of Gerard cigars, right?
Exactly.
And lot of them don't know that they have their own cigars. Also, I mean, for me also, it was. I had a clue, but I wasn't sure that they have these many lines and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Similarly, you have this Amarati cigar, which is based out of the UAE by Vintage Cigar Lounge and all of that, and then there were a few other brands as well. So for us as smokers, I'm not sure whether you got that feedback or you felt that or not. For us smokers, it was a gathering of friends and being able to sample and see. Now there were a lot of big brands, so Oliva, Plasencia, Perdomo, Flor de Silva. Then you have Horacio, Peter James was there, Gerard was there, and many others that I might be forgetting, and a lot of accessories brands, which we know because of being in the smoking scene for now quite some while. But there were many who didn't know about these brands or the other brands that were available there.
Correct.
Bloody hell, that was a long question, Usman.
Is there a question in here? Just, really.
Finally, you both woke up. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, listen, he's your friend. We figured we'd give you a few minutes. Really? I got a pillow going on over here. Hey, I do have a question though, because Usman, by the time you get done with your question,
Shakespeare.
Go back to sleep.
No, I do have a question though for both of you, because mine's quick.
No, it
Trust
is a
me, mine's quick.
controversial question and the most important one from a smoker's perspective.
Go ahead.
So, Ra'ed, I'm sure you would have heard this feedback already. That a lot of smokers felt that because it was primarily a trade show, and even when the smokers went, they were not very much welcomed on a lot of booths. So people like Gerard, people like Amarati, people like the gentleman from Flor de Silva, and a few others were very open to receiving guests, and they even sampled cigars. But for a lot of people who didn't know, they were expecting that when they will go, at least they would be offered something to try and smoke, not to take home maybe, but just start in night so that they can. And a lot of feedback that came was that that wasn't the case, and a lot of people felt that the people on the booth were primarily interested in meeting if you had a business to offer and not to the smokers. Do you think that was a true feedback or sentiment, or no?
That's a very, very good point that you mentioned here. There was a bit of, I mean, look, it is the first year of the show, and there will be, like anything else, teething problems and challenges. And definitely for me to tell you that the show was perfectly rosy across and there were no challenges there would not be a fair statement. So the point you raised is a point that was raised by a lot of people, but let's look at that from both ends of the story, if you may. So trade shows by design are trade shows. They're there for people to trade. It's not a B2C show. It is a B2B show for people that want to trade or get into the industry to come and meet the principals, get samples of the cigars and all of that stuff. Now, if you go to PCA, if you go to Intertabac, in PCA, for example, you have to be registered as a PCA member to basically come into the show. And for you to be registered as a PCA member, they have to know that you are in the industry in some way, shape, or form. The same goes with Intertabac. Intertabac goes as far as basically asking you to upload your business card or to upload your trade license to make sure that you are there. Now, you have people that came to the show with the right intent, the intent to discover, the intent to sample, the intent to make their palate enjoy a whole bunch of new flavors and aromas. Okay, so they come and they ask for one cigar, two cigars, whatever. But also, we had people that misunderstood the whole process, and it just became a quasi, and I don't mean any disrespect, but it was not supposed to be a freeloading kind of an event. Cigars, at the end of the day, to come into the UAE, have a serious cost associated with them. There's about 250% taxes. So some people expected that they come and they take 5 or 6 cigars of that, and 20 cigars of this, and 30 cigars of that, and that is not the case when you're dealing with an individual that simply wants to smoke. Because by design, a person that simply wants to smoke would go and buy these things. However, all the brands, to the best of their ability, okay, and to the best of their judgment, were encouraged to give cigars for the people to try. Some people understood it and realized the limitations of it. Unfortunately, other people sort of took advantage of it.
Do you think?
And I
Do you think?
and I hope you don't mind me being very,
No, no,
very
no, 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 no.
straightforward and transparent
There was
about
a
it.
reason I asked this question, because this was important for people to hear it in the
Yeah.
right, both versions of it, because people like us who were both sides, they know. So do you think it is also a matter of fact that our part of the world is slightly different when it comes to things like this, because this was the first year and the format was like this, and on our part of the world where Cubans have been there for so long, and a lot of people don't know, a lot of non-Cubans, their expectation was slightly different. And for the next years to come, this would be kind of get better, or how do you think it will happen? Because in our part of the world, this is very common. Like, I went to the show, I wasn't even expecting anything. A few people were very kind. Senator Gerard even lit up a cigar and handed it over to me. You were super kind. You even gifted me a book just to come see hi to you, which, if I'm not wrong, costs around $300, $400. So not everyone
Most of
does
it
that.
costs.
Not
It's
everyone
something
does
costs
that.
more.
But is that part of the problem of our side of the world, how our expectations are, and do you think that needs to be adjusted for
Roseman,
the
you already asked the question. Can you let him answer it? Jesus, it's the same
Yeah. I
question
mean,
26 times over.
um, look, we're in our part of the world, or the community that we are in, being very hospitable and being is part of the culture and part of the tradition. And so certain expectations come with that. We've definitely learned a lesson as to how to go about that next year. We tried to a large extent address that this year when it came to things like the social events and all of that stuff. That's why I was encouraging a lot of people to be part of the social events, because in the social events there was a lot of things that were given away in terms of cigars and what have you. The event itself will continue to be a B2C event. But maybe if there's one thing that has been highlighted this year, is the need for potentially to have a full B2C day, maybe a third day, that would address this thing, where it becomes about all of us being together, smoking, talking, even having a second wave of educational events that are more specific to points that are raised by the people, like just what you mentioned right now, trying to better understand non-Cuban or New World cigars. So, I mean,
sounds
what you
good?
raised is a very valid point. But again, I think in this day and age, with the limited supply and with the prices where they are, expecting a lot of free cigars is a bit of a extreme thought.
That's a fair point. That's a very fair point, and
All right.
thank you,
Hey,
very well explained.
all right, let me ask this question, if I may.
Please.
So, with all this going on now globally, with China and the Middle East, if you will, UAE, Saudi Arabia now opening up, and all these countries, we're getting more cigar smokers. So, whether it's Cuban or non-Cubans, do we think that the quality of cigars at some point are going to go down, or do we think they're going to naturally get better over time?
I mean, it's a very valid question demand is definitely rising. I mean, but it's very difficult for you to look at this question in a sort of an umbrella approach for both Cuban and non-Cuban. Cubans have their own issues, they have their own challenges, they have their own ownership changes that are happening with new partners having new plans and old partners, you know, having things that they have inherited and God knows what they plan to do with them. But let me focus as far, I mean, I can touch on the Cuban one, but let me start by focusing on the New World. I think New World, what's happening between Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, Honduras, and we've had some solid representation from Peru. I think a lot of places are producing amazing tobacco. And their capacity to continue to blend those different tobaccos together means their ability to blend and come up with amazing blends is unlimited, really. Um, I am not, in my humble opinion, witnessing a deteriorated quality of tobacco. On the contrary, however, there will be a lot of things that happen where, I mean, I'll give you a random example that some people blame the tobacco, and it's not the tobacco to blame.
Okay.
You see it in our part of the world that every couple of friends they get $100,000 together, they go to Nicaragua or the Dominican Republic, and they come up with their own brand. Okay. Now, the fact that I love Porsche or Ferrari and know how to drive them does not mean I can put together a Porsche engine. Does not mean I can race a Porsche. So the fact that you know what your cigars are and the fact that you like your tobacco does not mean that you are a blender. However, some people are actually assuming the position of a blender, something that takes years and years and years to perfect, and coming up with their own cigars. And some people are trying them and telling you, this is bad tobacco. It's not necessarily bad tobacco. It's simply a bad blend or a blend that does not match the palate of a certain community that this cigar was launched in.
Right.
So there's a lot of challenges as far as how people are getting into this industry to not only to trade on it, they've crossed that line to wanting to get in the production side. And I mean, after this event, I have people calling me and telling me, okay, so how can we invest in this? We want to buy a company, we want to buy land,
Right.
we want to get into all of these things, which is very interesting, but you need to make the professionals do that work.
Right.
And you stick to the position of a person that's enjoying the cigar and potentially giving feedback about it.
Well, it's more money than brains hypothesis, if you will, right? It's like I have money. I think I can make a better cigar. To your point about a Ferrari or whatever it might be,
Exactly.
it's like I can't make a Ferrari, or I can't make a Porsche. That's what
Yeah,
they
but
do.
Stephen,
So
you see this for the past 30, 40 years. People make lifestyle choices. They say, I left my job in the city. I'm gonna go buy a vineyard in France, and I'm gonna
right,
make my own wine. People, it's a lifestyle thing. It's a sort of like this presumption that I can, as Ra'ed is saying, yeah, the person who actually blends, who grows the leaves and blends the alcohol, whatever it may be, right? Yeah, in wine terms, right, is not you, right? And in the same case with the cigar terms. So, but you can't do anything about this. People are being, you've got a little bit of money. Everyone wants to go have a cigar brand. But
right.
that just means that the best will rise to the top. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you could not have said it better. At the end of the day,
Thank you.
that's why I have a lot of people that come to me and they say the same thing. Why aren't you carrying this? Why aren't you carrying that? All
right,
of that stuff. And my answer is there's so many amazing brands that are solid, and whether boutique or mainstream, that have
right,
been rated, that are very much on the ground of the production itself. Okay, so let's start by giving those a chance, and then maybe at a later stage, getting into other permutations, if you may, of those cigars or of those blends. I am not, by the way, just for the record, I'm not in any way discouraging anybody. To each his own. It's your palate, it's your money, it's your time. You do what you believe is right with it. But I just want to say that getting into the tobacco business is totally different than smoking the cigars. It's
right.
much more
All right.
challenging.
I think
So
I think I am very clear on that part, which is why I have kept myself on one side and that is I will only smoke. That's the best thing that I can do, and be able to enjoy this passion of mine. So you're right, but right for the next year, uh, as you said, there are many brands who are thinking of coming in and all of that. Are you expecting uh, some of the brands, some of the non-Cuban brands that we also see in the US, such as maybe Fuentes and Padrones or Davidoff, which are considered to be slightly relatively bigger brands to be in the UAE?
Of course, of course. I mean, many of those brands that you just mentioned had their scouts there, and they realized that there's huge
They
potential
did. They did.
for that. Now, Davidoff were there, and they were walking the aisles and evaluating the whole thing. Had a discussion with people from Fuente on the phone, and they said that this is something that they're doing, definitely considering next year. Fuente are going through their own changes right now and things that they have to address. Was this show a priority of theirs? Potentially not, because they had other things to focus on. But I am 100% sure that next year they will definitely be here, and plus many other brands. Through Estate, and a lot of other brands that did not have the show. Some brands actually they will come back with even bigger representations, bigger booths, and bigger ideas in terms of what they have in mind. Even people that visited from the industry around the GCC, the Middle East, and Asia and Africa, many of them did not show up, but a lot have showed up. And I think the best indication we had was starting to receive bookings on the second day for next year. And that
Very
in
nice.
itself tells us a lot.
Yeah.
Well, the nice thing is next year when it's going to happen, you should come on about a month or so before, and we can start talking about it. And then this way, people will actually go. Like just not the insiders; it could be regular people. Like even the three of us maybe will show up. Well, maybe not Rizzi. He never travels. It's the witness protection program. But Usman and I would show up. So that could be interesting. But I'm just saying it would be good to let the fans know that the show is coming. And, people have never been to Dubai. That's also an experience.
Yeah.
You're spot on. Activations
Yeah.
next year, pre the show, are very important.
Yes.
So, yes.
There's a lot of people, there's a lot of podcasts, and there's a lot of live shows like this one I'm on right now that
Yeah.
Right.
deserve next year to have the opportunity to have a discussion before. And also, they deserve for us to have private discussions for them to hear their feedback about the first show, to hear their ideas about how this can be improved. I mean, at the end of
Right.
the day, Quartz has an amazing experience. PCA has a phenomenal experience in doing those cigar trade shows for God knows how many years. However,
Right.
these things have to be tailored to the requirements of the community and the region
Right.
that we are within. And your
Well, you
feedback on
see,
that, I'm sure, is going to be invaluable.
but the interesting part of that is that if I go to the big smoke, let's say in Las Vegas, it's much different than if I go to the show or a big smoke, for lack of a better term, in Dubai, right? Because there's a different mentality and it's a different way people look at things. So to your point, it does have to be regionalized because, what we do in America, if you will, is different what we're going to do in Dubai than what's different what I do in London. It's different what I do in Asia. So I think that's, for you guys, that's kudos that you guys realize that, I think.
No, I think the best thing is the fact that the show actually happened, and happened outside of the US for the first time. So as I said, and as Ra'ed said, there are always teething problems, but the fact that this was a successful show, people showed up, and a lot of community members went there. Whatever their feedback was, I'm sure many of them came very happy because I was very happy to meet a few friends also, and to see cigars and all that stuff. And the fact that you were thinking on the lines of having maybe an added day for the smokers or for educational purposes of the smokers, so that they're aware of the opportunities and different kind of cigars. This means a lot in terms of the next year planning.
the theme of the show is very much the theme of Dubai.
Yes.
Everybody's welcome.
Right.
Everybody's welcome at the end of the day. And we encourage, appreciate, and love the support that we're getting from everybody. And everybody has a value to add. And although it is located in Dubai, this is about the region and its growth in this industry. The fact that we can sit, the four of us, 3 or 4 different nationalities, talking about this, okay,
Yeah.
tells you the potential and shows you how this region is being positioned differently as the future source of growth in this industry. And this is
Absolutely.
something that we all have to put our hands together. Look, permission to speak freely and to be very open. Different communities, different smokers have their different ideas, and there might be, he said this, he said that. But if there's one chance, one opportunity, and I don't want to sound like Eminem here, for us to get together and really put our efforts for the success of the industry that we all are vested and invested in on a personal level, on an enjoyment level, or on a financial level, this is the chance, and we should all embrace it.
Couldn't
100%.
have been said better. Couldn't have been said better.
You've taken the first steps.
Absolutely.
Everyone's going to follow.
A lot of people have, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but a lot of people have sort of, for some reason, my earpiece is not working, and I know that's bothering you because of all the airplanes that are passing. Because I'm close to the air show, and there's like a million chopper in the air. Uh, I missed my point. What were
No, you were talking. You talk about following. The thing is this: in about 2003, because I used to be in the events business. Me and my business partner did an event, a real estate financing event in Dubai around 2003. We called it Cityscape. 10 people turned up, and we sold it. And you look at Cityscape.
Look at it now.
The thing is this: when you are taking this entrepreneurial step, when you're taking, so I'll give you a small example. I looked at the PCA conference from a social media perspective. I looked at it from Osman's post. I looked at it as an observer. Okay. Funnily enough, about a month and a half ago, I was in Dortmund. I was at the Intertabac festival, right? There was like 15,000 people there. This was vapes, cigars, it was the whole damn shebang, right? Okay. And in my head, I thought that PCA Dubai would be the blingy version of that. That's what I thought, right? There's a perception, and then there's what happens, right? But I have no doubt that because you've gone in that direction, and people's expectations are going to be raised, it'll just get bigger and bigger. And like, I go to car events all the time. There's always the first day or the first morning where it's press morning or business morning. But then after that, it opens up to families and it's sort of a cultural event, etc. Maybe that's what PCA turns into. Like first day is B2B, but then days 2 and 3 are B2C, and you give out vouchers for a limited number of cigars. People walk around, they can take one cigar from here, one cigar from there, and that's their lot. Who knows what those ideas will spring up? But that's a great start.
There are a lot of ideas that are coming up. You couldn't have said it better. There are a lot of ideas that are coming up, and I think what fosters and makes me much more hopeful about those ideas is the fact that pre the show we had a lot of people. Nothing against them, to each his own. I don't want to say we're betting against the show, but could not believe that something like this can happen in our part of the world.
Yeah, you get the
And I
trenches.
remember when I woke up the first day of the event, I was getting out of bed, and my wife just looks at me and she's like, "Look, I wish you all the best, but what's plan B?" And I'm like, "What do you mean plan B?" She's like, "What if people didn't show up? What if you had like 10 people showing up?" I'm like, "You know what, Dana? There's no plan B. This will be a success
what's your new
story.
wife? What's your
Given
new
it
wife
our
say?
best." Sorry?
What's your new wife say? Your plan B wife. Your plan B wife. The new wife says, "Honey, next year's going to be great."
Exactly. No, and I'm like, look, we've done everything to make this a success. We have all the right parties involved, people that I would have hoped to be holding the rope with us are not there. But I know they will see this and they will come through. And sure enough, many of them were at the show itself, coming and giving me a hug and telling me, this is amazing. We never thought this could happen. Congratulations on bringing something like this to this part of the world. And when you live in Dubai, and I don't want to sound like it's a cliche or anything, you look around and you look around the success stories and what people are doing, and you cannot help but to be driven by this energy. And I'm glad that I did not let any of those negative ideas get in the way. I believed in what PCA has to offer. I believed in what I can offer, and definitely what Quartz has to offer. We had a trifecta that was destined to succeed. I think we did a great job for year one, and
Absolutely.
this will definitely grow for years to come.
Absolutely, without a doubt that it was a big success. And the fact that people might not have known, and I would want to say that is, with Intertobac, it is a show which is paid for. So you actually have to buy a ticket and go there.
There you go.
I'm not sure about PCA. So the freeloaders need to also remember that this was a show which was open to everyone free of cost. So you just have to register online and get in. And even if you have not registered in advance, you end up at the door and there were people helping you out how to register just so that they can have some basic data and for security reasons, and you can just walk in. The other fact that Raza mentioned about Intertobac, this part I was only concerned about in my love for cigars, so I was only in the cigar section. There was a World Tobacco event similar to Intertobac also happening on the other side within the trade center, where there was loads and loads of companies showcasing cigarettes, vapes, machine-made cigars, and all of that, which I was not interested, so I didn't cover that. But yes, it was, in my opinion, a very big show to begin with as the first year itself. So I think
let me share with you some rough numbers.
Yeah.
World Tobacco had over 10,000 people registered.
Yeah.
World Cigar Show had over 2,500 people registered. So eventually, between the people registered and the people the spillover effect, if you may, from the World Tobacco
Yeah.
Show, we've had over 2,500 people. I would say easy 3,000 people show up for the World Cigar Show.
Yeah.
If you think about this, if you want to put this into perspective and compare it to other places, the cigar component of the PCA is approximately 6,500. So we've achieved 50% of what this PCA achieves for the whole of the US in the first year. If you look at Intertabac, it's probably within that region or a bit less. So we're very much there. We're very much there. And I don't want that to sound like we're being, facetious. And no. On the contrary, we are proud of what was achieved for this year. And we believe we can achieve much more for years to come with the help and support of people like you and with listening to the kind of feedback and input that the attendees this year and the future attendees have to make this an amazing show. This has the potential of being, I just want to say, one of the largest cigar shows worldwide.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt about that, especially considering that practically now half of the world is on this part of the region or of the world. So, and well, maybe I am biased, and I apologize to Stephen and Raza in advance. We on this part of the world are pretty hospitable and open people, so I think this would ultimately take over all the other shows in the futures to come. Inshallah.
I agree. Well, I've been to Dubai, as you know, and go there for business. So I think the hospitality, yes, everybody there is more than gracious and whatever. So I think, yes, the show will grow. And that's why I'm saying, 45, 60 days before the next show should come on, have a dialogue. And then, because Usman doesn't tell us anything until like the day before he gets on a plane, like, oh, I'm going to Dubai to a show. Oh, okay, great. We could go, but he doesn't invite us. We understand. Rizza and I are like the redheaded stepchildren. We get that. But this way, if you come on 45, 60 days ahead of time, then, we'll be the adopted redheaded stepchildren. Maybe we can make arrangements that we can all come together. And it would be fun for us to be at the show and possibly even do a broadcast from the show. So,
Of
and I think
course,
that,
that's one of the things we want to do is give
Yeah.
a better role for media next year.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Right. One question going back to Leaf Master specifically.
Please.
right.
This time, for the first time ever. Now, I've been to Leaf Master, and I've known you for almost a little over 3 years, and
Yes.
I've had the pleasure of acquiring some of the most limited edition, unattainable accessories wherever I would try to find, and I wouldn't be able to. I will ultimately end up, and I will get to know that Ride has them, and I would get them, and especially the LA Blue limited
Of course.
edition Casa Cubana. I love that. This time, for the first time, I saw some Cuban cigars also in the Leaf Master, which was a new.
Indeed.
What's with that?
Okay.
Is that
I
is
love
that,
your
is that an extension or what?
I love your question. So I went through stages
Mhm.
as the Leaf Master. This is not right. So I'm a person that used to be a cigarette smoker, went to the doctor, told me your chest is an absolute disaster. You're doing what you're doing. If you want to die, you're on the right track. So I quit smoking cigarettes 30 years ago, cold turkey, and stayed for about 2 years after that, promising myself I'm going to smoke a cigarette tomorrow. I'm going to smoke a cigarette tomorrow, till I found somebody, one of my friends, that said, "You know what? Why don't you go in on cigars?" I'm like, "I don't know anything about cigars." He's like, "I'll teach you." And I started smoking cigars, and I never looked back. And I thought I loved my cigarettes so much. Today, I regret each and every cigarette that I smoked. I wish I started with cigars. And that's what I tell my daughters who are at university now. If you ever decide to smoke, do me this favor. Let's sit together. I'll teach you how to smoke a cigar. Please don't vape. Please don't do cigarettes. Please don't do shisha. And please don't inhale. Um, So at the
Hmm.
beginning, when I opened this business, it was a business that was focused with Abdul, of course. It was a business that was focused on New World cigars.
Mhm.
Having Cuban cigars in the blend was not the smartest decision for multiple purposes. One, the availability at that time was not there. Two, it would have been perceived as, I don't want to say a conflict of interest, but a lack of focus. You're not making
Mhm.
sense. So here you are selling this and selling that. What's going on? And I probably at that time did not have the proper narrative to respond with, or to say what my approach would, because no matter how you take it, it was purely financial. But then again, about a couple of months ago, I said to myself, wait, I've always been about the right of choice. I've always been, even with my kids, I've always been about the right of the clients to have access. That's why we assumed the position of, when we got into this business before anybody else, and with all the brands that we had to assume the role of the ambassadors of the industry, because a lot of people were not even interested in getting into New World cigars and thought it was, what we're doing was wrong, or a joke, or not the most intelligent thing to do. But I'm like, you know what? I think we've proved our point. We are
Mhm.
established. We are there. It's time that I reciprocate the respect that people gave me and supported my business by allowing them to also have Cuban cigars at my shop. I
Okay.
was getting sick and tired of explaining to people or saying that we don't carry Cuban cigars. And I woke up one morning and I'm like, why do we not carry Cuban cigars? We don't have any
I have a question.
insecurity with this. We have great cigars. People love them. So if somebody walks in and a Cuban cigar is what he wants, I should be able to offer it. And from that point on, we started offering Cuban cigars. Not a big selection. You would find somewhere between 4 to 8 SKUs maximum at any point in my Dubai and Abu Dhabi shops. And let me tell you one thing. I've had so many people that come in and their intention is to buy Cuban cigars. By the time they leave, they would buy that Cuban stick with 5 sticks of non-Cuban.
There
So
you
here's a
go.
question for you.
For
Do
for
you have,
multiple reasons,
if I,
not because or better. It's value for money, it's
right,
diversity, it's
yep,
availability. It's a lot of things put
right.
together. It's
Let me,
it's the blend, it's the aromas,
yeah.
it's many things, and this is what it's all about. I should be able to provide you with an experience of variety. without being secure or overly protective over anything. You have the right to smoke whatever you want, but sticking to a single cigar all your life, or sticking to a single region of tobacco all your life. You don't wear the same clothes every day. You don't eat the same food every day. My God, we don't even drink the same water every day. So by definition, we should be, as married men, we should be stuck to one woman. And you're asking me to be stuck to a single cigar too? Not gonna happen.
So let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this then. So if I come to your shop, like when I go to Dubai, I smoke at the Four Seasons. It's the only cigar place I know I can actually sit down and smoke. If I go to your shop, right, the Churchill Club, if I go there, can I smoke in your store, or do I have to take it then go to somewhere else and smoke?
The size of my store, which just got increased to 70 square meters, does not permit for smoking cigars in it. However, within the hotel we're at, there are 3 or 4 locations where you can smoke and enjoy your cigar for sure. And
yes,
tell everybody where you're at.
I would take you up on that one and ask you to tell me in advance so that we can enjoy that cigar together.
That's a given. That's a given. Where's your shop located so the fans that are watching globally when they go to Dubai can come?
Okay, so I have 2 shops. One is at the Hilton Hattur City, that's in Dubai, the lobby level. And the other one, which was opened in January of this year, is at the Rosewood Hotel in Abu Dhabi on Maraya Island. And that shop, by the way, won the PCA's Best of the Leaf International Cigar Store Award. And we're very humbled and proud of that.
And by the way, Stephen, just so that you know, I would still say go to the Dubai shop, because the burgers in that place just close to that, and the steak upstairs, you can actually enjoy your cigar much more with that experience. Because I've had the pleasure of smoking my first the Casa d'Agli, which you always pronounce wrong, and Lale with Ra'ed while having those burgers. So I think that's a very good place. So it's not that you only can buy and go out. You actually have in the same premises. So your experience actually gets enhanced with all these kind of pairings, as I might say.
Gotcha. Well, before I smoke before I smoke a cigar, usually, if it's going to be like a late lunch or an early dinner, I go to Meat Moo, because Meat Moo has some of the best barbecue and brisket on the planet. So we go to Meat Moo, and then we go have cigars. But now that I can go to the Hilton and have a burger, I'm good. So there you go. So
they have burgers, and they have some mean aged beef steaks too. So if you're a meat lover, that place is going to be heaven for you.
All right. Next time I'm in Dubai, I know who to call. I know where I'm going to buy my cigars, and I know where I'm going to go have my lunch.
And not only Dubai, you can also do that in Abu Dhabi now that they have a store there, and you're going to go
but he's not there. He's not there. He's in Abu Dhabi. What am I going to go to Abu Dhabi? Abu Dhabi, I'm going for F1.
I'm in Abu Dhabi twice a week, so if you give me a heads up, I'm happy to be there.
No worries. The only reason I would go to Abu Dhabi is for F1. That's it. Other than that, Abu Dhabi, it's Dubai, because Dubai, how do I put this nicely, is Las Vegas on steroids. Abu Dhabi, very nice, but more laid back. So if I'm going to go when I have to go to the UAE, it's definitely Dubai. So
excellent.
Okay. And Stephen, while you were saying that, I'm receiving messages on Instagram where a friend of mine, Abdullah Al-Suwaidi, who's also watching the show, is saying, tell Stephen he doesn't need to worry when he comes. We will take care of him. Abdullah, please do take care of him, and make sure he doesn't return the same way. He's a little emeritized.
I always feel so secure. No, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. My pleasure. And when I get there, I'll let everybody know months in advance.
That's what the hospitality I say and talk about of this part of the world. So
I'm the gentleman. He's a brother. I mean, I'm in the cigar business. He never comes to my shop without, just like you, bro. He never comes to my shop without having a gift in his hand of cigars and what have you. He always has a surprise. So I'm very blessed to be surrounded by people that I really call family, and where that's why I love being at my shop, for situations like these where we catch up, the people that give you that smile, that hug, that it's beautiful, and that's something that I love about this industry.
You actually went off air for about 2 seconds when I said, when I do come to Dubai, there's 2 cigars I was going to bring. Like, he did it again. Every time I tell him I'm going to bring him something, he goes off air. What is this? All right, I'm not going to bring anything. Now he'll come back. But yeah, there's 2 cigars I would probably bring him, possibly even 3. Like I said, the Wings of the Daughter, I would bring them. The Diamond Crown Tampa Leaf, the Florida one is a good one.
Something
and
happened,
I also would. No worries. We can hear you. We can't see you.
We can hear you. We can't see you.
And then the other one I would bring him is, like I said, the La Ferrona, the double quad. I think he would, or the quadruple, the Corona one. I think he'd like that one. I think those are 3 that I would have him try. And I think out of that, he may like all of them or at least 2 of them.
Okay. So, Stephen, I'm very certain that Daughters of the Wind, Ra'ed has tried multiple times because he was the one who introduced me to the brand himself. And the other one. But for a lot of people who and before we almost come to the close of the show, who don't know, Ra'ed once shared that one of his favorite Cuban cigars was the H. Upmann Magnum 56, the Edition Limitada from 2015.
Right. Beautiful smoke.
That part.
That's a beautiful smoke. Well, I think our guest is having an issue. So with that, I think we're going to probably just say, we're going to have to say goodbye to the fans and tell everybody, don't forget to subscribe and like. I think our guest is done. Now, Urs, just so you guys are all clear, Urs was going to come on this week and talk about cigar management and what he does with his collection. So I think next week, because we got a lot of comments at the end of the show last week that everybody wanted to hear it. So I think we're going to have Urs on next week. I'll confirm with him. But we'll have Urs come on and talk about how he manages his collection, which I think for people is going to be fascinating.
Absolutely. Knowing that he has like almost 5,000 places to secure his 50,000 sticks, that would be a very interesting to learn about it.
Yeah, I think we'll do that as well. And as we always tell everybody, don't forget to subscribe and like. We'd like to thank our guests today. It's a pleasure. If you're in Dubai, make sure you go to his shop. If you need anything from us, let us know. Riza had to go. He had an emergency. The hooker that he had fell off a chair. She broke her leg, and now he has to bring her back. And there you go. Wait, our guest is coming back, kind of, sort of, maybe. So we'll be able to say goodbye to him.
Yes.
Nope, he's having problems. There he is, kind of, sort of. He's having, whatchamacallit, problems. He's having internet problems.
No, it's the air show which is creating problems, I think.
Oh, that's right. Well, we can always have him back.
There's a lot of things going on this week.
Yes, but we can always have him back, kids. So that's a good thing. And wait, we have a comment before we go. Magnum 56, a wedding cigar.
Of course.
Oh, there you go.
Magnum
Magnum 56 is a wedding cigar. Very nice. I know you're typing to the guest. Just don't forget it's only live.
He's trying. He's trying.
He's trying to get it. We'll wait a few seconds if you can't. Yeah. He's done. It's kind of like you when you're done. Kids, I want to thank you for watching. Yep, no worries. Urs will be on next week, guys, to talk about cigar management. As far as I know, we'll confirm with him midweek. We'll let you know. Riza, like I said, he had to go and do some stuff. We want to thank everybody for joining the show today, and we want to thank our guests from the Leaf over in Dubai. He'll be back. I'm sure he'll be back many times, not just 45 to 60 days before his show or the next PCA show comes in Dubai. And once again, don't forget to subscribe and like. We'll be back next Saturday. I apologize in advance. We're sorry, but we will. The 3 of us will be here, possibly with Urs as our guest, talking about cigar management. And once again, his cigar collection is one of the best in the world. So you definitely want to make sure you're there for that. There's our guest.
There we are. I'm sorry about this. I don't know what went wrong.
You're okay.
Lost you there for a minute. Sorry about that.
No worries. Well, we were just about to wrap up. Anything you want to say? This is the best time. Plug away. Plug the booths. Plug everything. What would you like to say before we go? And we want to say thank you, by the way, for coming to the show today.
Yeah.
So,
listen, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I mean, I've seen several of the episodes and obviously the posts that you do, and it's truly an honor to be on the show. But if there's something that I wanted to say, and at the risk of sounding, I don't want to say cheesy, but a bit too emotional, because this show was an emotional part for me, an emotional experience for me. This is something that was in the making for about a year, and then it got tougher 6 months down the line, crazy 3 months down the line, and absolutely mad in the last couple of weeks. I've reached out to a lot of people, and I understand what their position was, whether they support or they don't support. What I want to say is, whether you were not part of the first one or were, the next one is coming, and your opportunity to play an active role as a community member, as a cigar enthusiast, is there. Reach out, get in touch with us, whether as a consumer, as a producer, as a seller, as a buyer, as somebody that is in the media and the publication of tobacco and cigars. We are here to once and for all create a show that's ours, create the show that will bring all these brands to rub shoulders with our cigar smokers and give them the chance to learn more, to understand more, to become more as one. It's not anymore about whether you're a Cuban smoker or a New World smoker or what have you, whatever you want to smoke it. It is not about whether you are with that group or this group. It is not about whether you're with the Pakistani crowd or the Jordanian crowd or the Dubai crowd or all of that stuff. I want everybody to understand that the success of this show is our success. This has nothing to do with the Ra'ed. This has nothing to do with the Leaf Master. This is about all of us getting together and having the opportunity to have a cigar show. I mean, think about, as we speak, the Dubai Watch Show started nothing 5 years ago. Today, I would say it's one of the top 2 shows in the world, after the one that happens in Switzerland. So, and I was there yesterday. It is mind blowing. And I was looking there, and my friends around me were like, "What's wrong? Where are you?" I'm like, I love the feeling that I have, that I can see that our tobacco show, the World Cigar Show, is going to be of the magnitude of this show, where over 10, 15,000 people travel from all over the world. And for that success to happen, it's not anybody's choice. It's our choice. If we get together, we can make it happen. If we waste our time on he said, she said, he smokes, she smokes, it's just going to be a waste of time. Let's all get our hands together. If you want to be part of next year, I'm all yours. If you felt that you would have liked to be part of this year, but maybe you were not approached the way you should have been approached, it's year one. We had so much to do. It's exactly like I want to build it, and then people try it, and then I will fix it. It's built, it's functioning, and for the first version, it's phenomenal. Put your hand with us, and we can make it absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
Very cool. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you to our guest who disappeared again. Every time I speak, it's like I was married to him. Anyway, I want to thank our guest. It's always good to see you, Riza. Hope everything is good. Again, you disappeared. It's like I said, it's being there. I feel like the plan B all of a sudden. We'll be back next Saturday. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe and like. We'll be rebroadcasting the show later today. You can catch us on podcasts tomorrow. And if you want to be a guest, reach out to us. And yours, hopefully next week, we'll have you on. You can talk about cigar management of your collection. And Ran will be on probably in probably 3 or 4 months, knowing Usman will have him back to talk about what's going on in the Dubai cigar community. And for all the fans, thank you very much for watching and joining us every Saturday. We greatly appreciate it. Without you, we don't have a show. And we want to thank the 40,000 plus people that listen on the podcast religiously, apparently, every week. And that's it, kids. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you all next week. Anything, Usman, or we're good?
Thank you, Ra'ed. Thank you very much, Stephen.
Thank you.
Always good to see you. Cheers.
Thank you.
God bless. Thank you. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.